Meow. 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 Meow.
And here we go. Oh, 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 that life, that life, that life, that life. You're always gonna be your bone.
New Zealand psychedelic rock band Unknown Mortal Orchestra is back with their fifth studio album, aptly titled 5. I have been a fan of Unknown Mortal Orchestra since their debut album, with their unique lo-fi vibe combined with their very unique sounding guitar tones. I still think their best album to date is their debut, so if you want to check out an Unknown Mortal Orchestra, that is the one that I would highly recommend. That being said, since 2011, they have had a bunch of songs on the rest of their albums that are still good and great and worth checking in on them whenever they release a new album. 5 still keeps the Unknown Mortal Orchestra's unique sound, but can be a bit more hit and miss, at least compared to some of their earlier albums. The biggest setback on this album, in my opinion, is the more jam band aesthetics, with some instrumental tracks on this album that stretch beyond 5 minutes and start to drag for me. For example, The Window, which has a cool retro vibe to it, but it lasts way too long and is far too repetitive. Shin Ramyun is another instrumental jam track that repeats a retro-sounding guitar lick, but again, just overstays its welcome. The album even ends with a very apt titled instrumental, Drag, almost as if they were self-aware that these jam band instrumental moments were both too long and too boring. Even the opening track on this album, The Garden, which mostly just repeats a single line about there being violence after dark in the garden, drags for 6 minutes, which is not a great way to begin this album. That being said, this album does contain some great tunes. For example, the second track, Guilty Pleasure, which contains this bouncy organ. Lyrically, the song is sexy and funny, with Ruben Nielsen singing about masturbating to boost his immune system, and how his lover is hotter than a cheap laptop he looted from Target. This is the second song that I have reviewed recently that involves stealing from Target, which now leads me to believe that this is much more common than I had anticipated, but morally unproblematic in my opinion. That's what you get for leaving Canada, Target. The grooves on Meshuggah are also infectious. The song is a play on words, with this romance driving Ruben insane, the literal definition of Meshuggah. But he sings, "You give me sugar," referencing how saccharine the relationship is as well. Ruben has discussed how he wanted this album to be a little bit more metabolic, metaphorically, when talking about love. So this kind of food reference or eating, or even the masturbation to the immune system sort of like wordplay, all fits into this narrative of the metabolic system. The song In the Rear View is less interesting to me. The track just kind of plods along with the chorus still sung in the same kind of chill tone as the verses. The song is about wondering if a partner watches you walk away in the rearview mirror, but it just isn't at all emotionally compelling, especially considering how flat the song is. However, this picks back up with the song That Life, which was released as a single all the way back in 2021. I loved this song when it was first released, and love that it appears on an album eventually. The guitars on this song are super infectious, with this chill yet dancey drum beat, and Ruben's engaging vocal delivery. The song has this tropical beach vibe, It is a summer jam and I love it. It was also, according to Rubin, inspired by one of my favorite paintings, which is The Garden of Earthly Delights by Hieronymus Bosch. We then get the next single, Layla, which is about wanting to escape with someone you love. I really enjoy this song. Musically, it has this sense of adventure, as if you're entering the world and seeing all of its wonders. The guitars are much more drenched in reverb, with even some soft ambient noises in the background, as if you're on a beach. The chorus is also catchy and sincere, with Rubin singing, "Lay low, Layla, let's get out of this broken place." It is a very touching and welcoming track. Weekend Run is a straightforward song about the week. I mean, he even sings "It's Friday" like he reinvented Rebecca Black. The verses on this song, though, are super funky, but the rest of the song just doesn't hold up. I mean, there's only so much you can say about the days of the week. The Beach is, again, pretty straightforward, about wanting to get back to the beach. Similar to the previous track, some parts of this song are better than others. This time, the chorus is just killer. Nadia is another song that is chill. It has a similar vibe to Layla, but is not as enjoyable. It is about a woman who is sleeping with another woman, and Rubin seems dejected mainly because he was looking to get a little head. It just comes across a bit desperate, especially when in one of the verses, there's this super weird line about eating her hair, which I guess was supposed to fit the theme throughout this album of being more metabolic, but seriously, eating hair is gross. And if it's supposed to come off as some sort of romantic gesture, it remains creepy to me. Even Rubin has acknowledged in interviews that it was supposed to be slightly creepy, but he almost says it as if it's also supposed to be romantic. And I'm like, no, it's just creepy. The song "I Killed Captain Cook" is a really cool concept. It is sung from the perspective of the Hawaiian chief who killed James Cook. It also sounds like it is played on a ukulele, fitting the Hawaiian theme. I enjoy this song, but again, I feel like it goes on a little bit long, especially for how stripped down it is. I do feel like a large portion of this album could have been made better by cutting it down a bit. I did end up enjoying a lot of the songs here, but it was an hour-long worth of material that definitely could have been trimmed down to something that was much more enjoyable. In the end, I would give this album a 6 out of 10. What did you think of this album? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments. Also, like the video or subscribe to the channel. All of these things help me. And I think it'll help you in your relationships if you never eat your partner's hair. You're welcome.